Exoprimal is not the dinosaur game we wanted by Capcom, but it's the dinosaur game we got by Capcom. It's a multiplayer game set in the future where you play as an exosuit pilot along with 4 other players, taking on wave after wave of dinosaurs in the chaotic war games construed by an AI named Leviathan. It feels similar to Overwatch, but not quite as technical or intense. So far, I've put about 12 hours in. If you'd like to see some gameplay, check out the live stream in the description below. It is a game for a certain audience. I enjoyed it, but before you purchase it, I would like to let you know what you're in for while playing. A crew of exofighters, known as the Hammerheads, are out on a standard patrol mission when disaster strikes, causing them to crash land on a nearby island. Soon after, the rookie of the team, Ace, gets taken back in time 3 years to participate in a war game, fighting dinosaurs, run by a mysterious AI. When the game was finished, they got sent back to their time, but the AI isn't quite done with them yet. They will be brought back for multiple war games. It's up to Ace and their crew to survive the war games and figure out why all of this is happening.
This date is going to help us tear that deranged AI a new one.
Summoning Arcana.
It's non-stop chaos fighting wave after wave of dinosaur. I would say the kids could watch this one, despite the M rating. There is a story, but you get to decide when to watch it. And there wasn't any extreme language or graphics to worry about in the cutscenes. The only thing I would worry about is the fact that this is a multiplayer game, where you are playing with random people on the internet. You never know what's going to come out of their mouths in a match. You can turn off voice chat if you're worried about it, though. The game will start with you creating your character, Ace. There will be a few preset options to select from, and then some more fine-tuning, including a more masculine or feminine type. Ace doesn't speak at any time in the game, so you don't have to worry about any voice options. And the great thing is, you can adjust your look at any time for no extra cost. There are no single-player options in Exoprimal. It will be match after match playing with other people, and sometimes bots if the lobby couldn't be filled. The teams consist of 5 players. You can play with friends or count on teams to be created for you. Most of the time, the games I had weren't too bad playing like that, but there were a few games that felt like we weren't a real team and did not work well with each other. There were 3 different classes of Exosuit. Assault, the class with the most damage output for taking out the dinos. The Tank class, in charge of protecting the rest of the team from damage by pulling aggro on dinosaurs and keeping them distracted for the assault team to do its work. And finally, the Support class. Exosuits equipped with healing capabilities to keep everyone alive and healthy. All classes can be used by everyone in the match at any time. There were no maximum seats of certain classes. The ideal team would consist of 1 tank, 3 assault, and 1 support. There is some wiggle room depending on everybody's skill levels. It's not a set rule. When joining a random game, everyone comes equipped with their favorite exosuit, so the game could be very lopsided and not work. Thankfully, there is an option throughout the entire match to change to any exosuit you have available. So, if the match starts to go awry because the team is lacking somewhere, it is very easy to fill in the void. When in the chain screen, the game will also tell you if the team has no support or something like that, to help you make quick on-the-fly decisions.
Area defense progress, 75.
You can customize your exosuits to fit your playstyle with mods and rigging. Every suit needs to be individually equipped, there isn't an equip all option. The mods add things like more armor or speed in certain situations. They are a must to really build a good suit. The rigging is the special equipment carried on the back of the suit. They have a cooldown between uses, and some work much better with specific suits than others, like a personal healing area, or a get the hell out jump when things go really bad.
Follow the Watcher. Proceed to next mission.
As you level up your character, new mods and rigging will become available for your exosuits. Once unlocked, you can use Bitcoins to purchase the mods. Bitcoins are obtained from playing Wargames. Every exosuit will start at level 1, with levels increasing the more you use it, naturally. As the exosuits level up, they unlock mods only for that suit. So the exosuits might not feel great starting out, but have the capability of massive improvement with the right mods equipped. Every exosuit has its own unique skills, but they all seem to fall into a broader category, allowing for a smooth transition from one to another. They have the basic attack that can go non-stop, unless they need to reload, a couple more powerful attacks with varying cooldowns, a mobility move like dodging, and finally an ultimate move that is slowly charging up the entire fight. They may all be kind of the same, but some skills have very different effects depending on when they are used. There's a lot more to each suit than just shooting and running around. There are a few different wargames that will start to feel the same after so long. 2 rounds with a few phases in each, sometimes just culling a dinosaur outbreak, sometimes you need to stand in a specific spot to power up a generator while defending from the outbreaks, with the main goal being to complete your objectives faster than the opposing team. There are 2 different modes, PvE and PvP, with most of the same missions. The difference being in PvP, you can attack the other team to hamper their progress, or they could attack you, adding a whole new element to worry about while trying to win. The wargames will involve a ridiculous amount of dinosaurs, usually starting out with smaller dinos like raptors and pteranodons, building up to bigger beasts such as Ankylosaurus and Triceratops. The smaller ones usually attack in great numbers. Other than that, they are pretty weak and easy to take out. But as the team progressed and bigger dinos came out, things got pretty out of control, especially if the big guys were accompanied by all the little ones. At least once in every wargame, in PvP and PvE, the teams can take control of a dinosaur and actually attack the opposing team. It's a totally different ballgame when an actual player is controlling a big nasty Carnotaurus. The story is laid out in a unique way. Sometimes in between wargames, a cutscene would ensue, moving the story forward, but the story was in passively finding lost data in wargames and checking it out in the analysis map. In there will be short conversations between the characters, fleshing them and the world out. After so much lost data is observed, it will unlock a cutscene, the same cutscenes that show up in between wargames. So you can really just go through the game with minimal knowledge of the story. Dealer's choice.
The Stratovator, this massive engineering project by the global technology lead.
There are a ton of cosmetics within the game to really make the exosuits your own. Different colors for the armor, or even unique looks. Some of them can be purchased with bitcoins obtained from war chests, while others are only available from a purchased season pass. Or real money if you want to buy the really cool ones. There are even some emblems you can equip in certain spots on the exosuits. The possibilities are endless, you know, if you're into that sort of thing. I was surprised at how much I ended up liking this game. From what I understood, there was a story involved, and I was hoping for a single-player option to go through, but it's all multiplayer. Very comparable to Overwatch with the different classes and objectives. but like I said, not nearly as technical. I felt like I picked up on the mechanics of Exoprimal pretty fast. So, let's get this rated so I can get back to it. The visuals in Exoprimal were pretty good. In combat, anyway. The cutscenes didn't look bad either, they just looked like they weren't the main focus. I'm going with a 4. The story was there. It did kind of feel like it was put on the back burner to focus on the multiplayer aspects of the game. I'm going with a 3. Gameplay feels like it worked the way they wanted it to. The only issues really being the fact it's a multiplayer game and heavily dependent on working as a team. And that's not always the case. I'm feeling another 3. Replayability is very high in the idea that it's all constantly being replayed with every wargame. If you like the wargames, you're replaying all the time. It's getting a 5. I came into the game hesitant about what I was getting into, but it really grew on me. I found exosuits in every class that I really enjoy to play, and I want to keep playing it. It's getting a 5. Exoprimal scored very good in every category, averaging out at a 4 out of 5, earning it a spot right there on the top shelf. I enjoyed the game, but if you're not into multiplayer games, I think you'd be hard-pressed to really get into it. If you're still on the fence after this review, check out some gameplay. The only thing I'd worry about is the possibility of people getting bored and quitting. With a strictly multiplayer game, that could kill it for everybody. Alright, now that I'm done with that, it's time to move on to the next one. I will see you there. Bye!